let us introduce our guest, Denis Ouellette, and he was with us last week on the Woo Crew, if you saw Denis. We were talking about a breath workshop that you were doing in Helena.
That's right.
Right, which was last week. So, but there are still a lot of benefits that we didn't have time to talk about as far as breathing goes. And so just to back up, in case some of the folks weren't with us last week, tell us a little bit about the type of breathing that you do and why that's important to us.
Okay. Well, breathing, how important is breathing? What is more important? What is more important?
Got to do it.
What's the first thing that's going to kill you if you stop doing it?
Right.
Okay, and we talked about how people are breathing at way less their full capacity. So the kind of breathing that I teach is basically optimizing your breathing and improving your breathing, checking your breathing to see where it's not working, where it's dysfunctional, or where it's way under par, and where we can get that moving a little more and a little better, and just see how it starts to improve virtually every area of your life. Your attitude, your energy levels, your ability to fight off disease, your immune system, and your vitality, and your positive outlook on life. Because why? Because your cells aren't starving anymore, and you're detoxing and defatiguing your body.
Now, it would seem that breathing is a natural thing, obviously. We all do it. But why is it that we don't do it correctly? Have we gotten away from that? Or why might we need to come to someone like you to help us with that, or a workshop? Or
Well, that's interesting. We have a good visual that we have at our seminar, which is an empty plastic drinking bottle. And we take it and we say, okay, crunch. That was when I got in an accident when I was 16. Crunch, that was my first divorce. And crinkle, that was when this happened to me or that happened to me. It could be something emotional. It could be a physical injury. Everything that kind of comes at us in life that's stressful or injurious or traumatic can kind of shut down the breathing. But it will also shut down all the other systems in the body as well. How many people have heart issues, blood pressure issues, digestion issues? And they're all kind of related. And the wonderful thing about breathing is that when you can kick in the breathing back in, it can oxygenate your body and start moving the blood, better oxygenated blood through your body, getting the organs happy again, getting the cells happy again. A lot of these other things can help to get resolved. So it really has a cascading effect through everything.
And then we talked a little bit last week about the fight or flight response and the way so many of us live in this stressful culture.
Yeah.
So that affects breathing too. If we're in a fight or flight response mode, we're going to be breathing shallow? And
you're going to be breathing shallow, or you're going to be holding your breath. A lot of people will just realize that they're focusing too hard mentally and they've stopped breathing. Or some energy or some impact has come upon them and they've just shut down. So how do you get unshut down? And breathing is the number one way. You could do it before bed. You can do it in the morning when you're getting up. And just anytime, take a deep breath. Make sure it's a diaphragmatic breath, though.
So show us a little bit what you mean about that.
Okay.
If we can get on our wide shot.
All right.
And
so
we can
all
see
right,
it.
that's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of women will breathe, and men too, but we see it more predominantly in women. We'll kind of breathe in a high chest, sort of hiking everything up sort of breath, okay? And sometimes
it's important to us, hiking things up.
Hiking things up is important, okay? So now, but what you don't want to see is this sucking in down below.
And we're told to do that too.
Are you sucking it in?
Well, every chance I get. But and you're right. That's probably not the healthiest thing to do, but that's what we think we have to do.
All right.
Appearance-wise.
Okay, hon, put your hands down
All right.
here. All right, now, and now you can see my hands. Now you're going to see that this is going to expand when you breathe in. Thinking it filling up like a balloon down there. Now, what that really is that the diaphragm is descending. Your two lungs are filling up like two balloons, putting pressure on the diaphragm. The diaphragm has nowhere to go, so the diaphragm flattens, and that's naturally, the guts have no place to go. So they're going to want to expand down there. So you just let that happen nice and easy. That's good. I saw some good movement there.
One of the things, and this might help some of you, and one of my a voice class that I had to facilitate that deep breathing was to think of it as that you're sucking in on a straw. You know how we'll try and suck the last bit of milkshake or something out of the bottom, and you'd have to do it through your mouth, and you're really sucking. And that's really what helped me learn how to get that down here, because I think normally we probably aren't breathing through our mouth, but it was very hard for me to get that idea going. So if you're having trouble, you might try that. But anyway,
that's
now
actually one of the
continue,
exercises we do in our seminar.
Ah, okay.
And I do the seminar, if you pick up A Natural Life, which is a holistic health magazine all over Montana,
Yep.
you can see that I have seminars continually all around.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, these are free. Now, did you want to expand a little bit more, because I kind of interrupted you there on the breathing? Or
yeah. Do you want
We want to get it up to the top too. Huh?
You do. Okay, now 70% of your inhale should be down here and should be nice and full. Okay, that's better. Now after that is getting full down there, it has no place to go, so it rises like a glass of water filling up. So after you feel the fullness down there, you got to have it kind of move up into the chest and ribs. The only thing you really don't want to see is a shoulder shrugging, neck bulging sort of inhale, okay? Because that's going to build up tension here and here.
Okay.
That's not going to be good.
Now, what about on the exhale? I've read different theories about it. You know, you want to exhale from here first, or does that matter?
No, what we teach is basically a simple relaxation and a deflating. Let yourself deflate, let yourself relax. The most important part of an exhale is relaxation that you're going to get from it.
Okay.
Some effort is involved to get it as full as it should be.
Okay.
And it should start down here and come up like a wave. But then it's like the wave crashing on the shore. All right, and another thing that we teach for detoxing is that you let your jaw hang down on the exhale. Nice and loud, hollow throat, hollow jaw. Now that's going to expel a bunch of toxins from your body, and it's going to help fatigue.
And that's a good thing to remember, just for, I don't know, but I think a lot of people like me, if I get tense, I
clench the
tense
jaw.
up that jaw.
Or you do that pursed-lipped exhale.
Yeah.
Or through the teeth.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I can tell, even doing some of these little exercises, I can tell the spots that I don't want to do, and then I can even feel myself coming up against some of my own
Oh,
issues.
interesting.
Okay, now see those, what you're talking about is the dent in the bottle. Remember that bottle?
Right.
All right, and part of breath work is popping those dents back out of the bottle. And you will have a kind of a resistance. It could be psychological. Sometimes it's called cellular memory. It's like there's a stuck place or a blockage, energy flow. Big part of breathing is the energy flow, the chi moving through the body. And again, you work with breath work to push through those areas gently, but you stay at it until, boom, pops out, and you've got more energy, happiness, more oxygenation.
So in one of your breathwork sessions, we'd learn to breathe, and then we'd have space to actually maybe begin to come up against some of our issues and a supportive atmosphere in order to...
Yeah, the first half of the breath, what I like to say is fix the plane, then fly the plane. So we get into the breathing physiology in the first half of the seminar. In the second half, we're going to lie down and we're going to breathe. We're going to use what we learned, and we're going to breathe in a good way that's gentle and safe, but pushing the envelope a little bit, expanding the breathing pattern and the breathing energy a little bit to see what gets activated, see what gets loosened. And then we play music, we're lying down, safe, pillows, blankets, sort of nap time sort of thing, but we're kicking in a much bigger breathing pattern, which creates a wonderful experience for people.
So you know so much about breathing and develop this technique. How does a guy get into breathing as a field?
Well, as you might imagine, I was in California, and that's the
where all woo-woo stuff comes
that's
from.
where the woo-woo originates usually. And it was the late 70s, early 80s, and I was looking and exploring, and got in with some people who were doing breath work and breathing work. And they were also doing, body work and spirituality and transpersonal psychology and you name it. It was kind of smorgasbord, and it probably still is out there. I don't know. I haven't been there in 20 years. So maybe they're just worried about landslides now or, whatever. But
Mortgages.
yeah.